What is going on, everybody? Good afternoon, good morning, or good night, depending on where it is in the world that you're watching this, or at what time of day, I guess, that you're watching this. Today we're going to talk about my day 5 training. Now, obviously, I've been at Disney now since I think it was July 17th was my first day, so it's not day 5 at the company, it's day 5 in official bus training. So all of the audience control stuff I did before that, walking around at Animal Kingdom, talking to everybody, was just part of the process of waiting to get into the official training as they had trainers freed up. And then, of course, with some COVID related stuff mixed in there, as you guys know. Day 5, we are actually out on the road driving now. And I don't think maybe I didn't fill you in on day 1 through 4, but basically there's some classroom stuff in there. There's some, some PowerPoints and things like that. Again, I can't get into too much of that because proprietary information, Disney. So day 5 training though was out on the road doing some of the road work, and it's also going through some skills, learning how the bus backs up and goes into certain spots and putting the bus into smaller or narrow areas, which, as you guys probably could figure out, that wasn't that hard for me, because backing into small crazy areas in certain campgrounds around trees and or other RVs or cars or bicycles or who knows what obstacles that we find in RV parks. So that part of it wasn't too bad at all. It was just a matter of getting used to the fact that we're sitting 6 or 8 feet or something like that out in front of the front wheels as you're turning. That part of it is still a little weird for me. You're literally way out on the front end of the bus, so when you're making right turns especially, you're going way out into the middle of the intersection before you make that right turn. So a little bit of that is kind of crazy because you feel like you're gonna wind up in somebody's front seat of their car, which I'm sure they're probably thinking that as well sometimes. The skills training wasn't that hard. It was just a matter of getting used to the pivot points and stuff on the bus and how tight the thing turns. And it actually turns pretty tight for a 40-foot bus. So that part of it wasn't too bad for me. We're also going through pre-trip inspections and stuff, which is not really that difficult if you know all the components of diesel engines and the bus and stuff like that, which I do. As you guys know, I'm a fairly decent mechanic, but today I just blanked. I could not tell the guy what a valve stem was. Was looking at a tire and giving parts of the tire, lug nuts and rims and not bent and dented and all that kind of stuff, and some of the brake components and brake linings and drums and that sort of thing. And then I point at the valve stem and I went, this thing here that's got the cap on the end and you put air in it, it's not bent or damaged. And so I just looked at him and I'm like, I don't know what it's called. I totally blanked on that, which was pretty crazy. And then it took a little bit of coaxing and stuff from the trainer, he's a great guy. I have a trainer named Kevin, great guy. And a little coaxing, and finally got valve stem out of my mouth, because I don't think that they will take the air doohickey, the air thingy and thing like that. So that was pretty funny. Well, pretty funny. It was nerve-wracking at the time. It was first thing in the morning. We're starting at 6:45. 6:45 in the morning. So that was probably around, 7:30 or something like that. So yeah, fairly early for me, and I just blanked, which we do sometimes. So we worked on pre-trip inspection, and then you also do a brake test, which is something that you have to do for your Class B CDL with the DOT. You need to know how to go from testing all of the brake components, the different parts of the brake, the service brake, the emergency brake, the governor cutoff for your air compressor, and all that kind of stuff. That is one of the most important things, because that's obviously one of the biggest safety issues on a bus, especially since you're carrying passengers. I'm going to be taking your loved ones on my bus, so you need to know how the bus stops. That's kind of one of the most important things. So going through the brake test today was pretty decent. I had been studying quite a bit for that, but still some of the just terminology and making sure that you have that stuff down was, or is for me anyways, a little bit of an issue, because English is my first language and I don't speak it very well. So learning that terminology and just what exactly the DOT examiners want us to say, and how to say that and get it done right. So that's what we worked on day 5, and then just back out on the road and touring Disney property, and we get to see some really cool stuff. We get to see, you know, backstage in a lot of areas that most people don't get to see, like where the fireworks are set off and all that kind of thing, which is really cool for me. And what's really nice about the bus driving position is you're still not in the parks themselves, so I'm not going to get bored or get kind of jaded to, oh, well, I'm in the park all day seeing the park, so then I don't want to go to the park later on. I'm outside looking at it all day long, kind of going, ooh, I can't wait to get in there later on today, or at least after training is over, I'll be doing that. But right now, for the next 10 days at least, I am just hardcore training. It's going to be really hard to get any videos out like I have been getting them out anyways, but even getting the vlogs out, the travel stuff out, is going to be very, very difficult. Hopefully I'll be able to get those out because I didn't get one out last Saturday. But with the training going on, starting at 6:45 in the morning, I'm home by 3:15. But again, by that time of the day, I really don't feel like coming home and editing. But I am going to try to do a few of these, just sit down, stare at a camera and talk, and hopefully it'll be interesting to someone. The whole process is certainly interesting to me, and I've really loved it. And by the way, I met a viewer and a fellow bus driver today. His name is Adrian. Good dude. He's from the UK, mate. Something like that. That might have been Australian. I don't know. But, you know, he's from the UK. He's got to be a good guy, right? Well, of course, then there's Aid Collins. So, I don't know. I guess we shouldn't base everyone in the UK off Aid Collins. So he's a little bit of a lunatic, you know? Right, Aid? He knows. I'm just joking. I love Aid Collins. But it's been a cool process. Getting to, again, meet some cool people along the way. And, yeah. I look forward to day 6 tomorrow. I don't know. I saw the book, but I'm not sure exactly what we're covering, but I'm sure more of the same. These next 10 days are about getting your pre-trip inspection and brake tests down, getting your skills down so that I think it's around day 13 or 14, something like that, that we actually do our DOT driving test so we can pass and get our official license. Because right now I only have a learner's permit. So after I pass the DOT test, then I get my full-on Class B license with a passenger and air brake endorsement. That test, the DOT test, is about your skills on handling the bus, the air brake test, and your road test. So you have to pass all 3 of those to be able to get your actual physical license. So that's what these next 10 to 12 days are all about. Actually, I've got 10 days in a row, then a few days off, or a couple of days off. I don't know. I can't see that far into the schedule. But then a couple of days of just pounding out that work and making sure that we've got everything ready to go for that DOT test, the all-important DOT test, where I will get my license, and it'll be amazing, and we'll be going or something like that. I don't know if, you know, there's not going to be a ticker tape parade or anything like that, but it will be cool nonetheless. So that's all I've got for you in this one. Hopefully you guys are enjoying hearing a little bit of the journey anyways. And if you're not, then probably shouldn't be watching these. That's all I've got for you in this one. If this is your first time here, it'd be awesome if you hung out with us a little bit, got to know us, and saw more of what we've got on the channel. And that means you should hit that subscribe button, click the little notifications bell so that you'll get a notification anytime we post a video. And it would be equally as cool if you put a little thumbs up on the video. And if you don't, I'm just gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. It's a sad, sad thing. See you guys in the next one. Bye now.